What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome to my Parts to Premier League. Now before we start this episode here, I just thought I'd let people know, if you don't know already, FM14 has been announced and screenshots and information has been put onto Sports Interactive's website, so go check that out for yourself. I can put a link in the description below for those you're interested and want to go read it yourself and things like that. I mean, I could do a video on it, but I'm just going to be reading out the same things and looking at the same things you guys can pretty much look at. So go do it yourself, guys. Let's jump straight into this. So, top for March, second season in the Premier League. Let's go into transfers because January has been and gone, and I think we've made some good deals. So, go to the outs first. Lewis left, our centre mid, 3.5 million to Ipswich. Decided that, we could get better backup now. We've now progressed to the stage where this guy, alright, he could be a backup player here and he wouldn't do too badly, but, we can get better now. So, that was the idea behind Lewis, 3.5 million. Same thing with Jesper Menzo. That's what was it, 1.2? Yeah, 1.2 million there. Go to Aston Villa. Again, same thing, we can get better now. So, can get better backup, so decent price for him. We loaned out Egner Conte to get first team experience. He's gone to Germany to play football. Same thing with Hilgebrandt. He's gone to Düsseldorf or the Bundesliga to play first team football. That's a very good thing as well, because this guy, he can still develop. He's 24, right? He hasn't got the amazing ability to develop, but he still can. He's got great work rate, so hopefully, he can come back and he could do a decent job for us still. So, he's just gone out now because of the signings we've made. I didn't really want to disappoint him too much because I still want him to be at the squad. So by loaning him out, it stops any problems coming up like, oh, I want to leave and things like that. So there's the thinking behind that. Patazulugu, whatever his name was, he left 2.5 million. I said I was going to get rid of him because I think Impagwe is a much better goalkeeper. Or at least, has much better potential than him. This guy's 25, he's in his prime. We've got a keeper going to be approaching his prime, at a better ability, so we might as well develop him. So 2.5 million was his exact value price. I probably could have got more, but I just wanted him out of the side and I didn't mind the 2.5 million as it was. He's gonna tore his hamstring at Huddersfield, so I guess disappointing for him. But overall, not a bad keeper. Just like I said, Impagwe, I signed him later on, so I decided I'd rather play him. And Robin Bristol, he's won out quite recently, not too long ago. He's gone to York. He's not really played a lot, and I do question whether this guy will make it. When I signed him, I had big potential for him. He's a decent championship player, but he just doesn't perform when he goes out on loan. So I think looking at this guy now, he probably won't become an amazing star for us. He could be a backup, but, I doubt he'll be happy with that. So, I'm disappointed to see that he, hasn't developed as well as he could have. But we'll go to the ins now. So, Christian Rodriguez, the first guy we brought in. Of course, I showed you him last time because, a couple episodes ago, because I wanted you to see him. Very good technically, amazing really. Mentally, not the best in the world, and physically the same thing. But them technical stats are great to have already built into a player. Mentally, he should grow with age. Playing matches, he'll just develop overall. And physically, again, you can develop that as you grow of age. I mean, look at these recent attribute changes. Everything going up pretty much everywhere. So overall, I think this is a great signing. 3.5 million. Definitely one for the future as well, though. Leading Premiership player for the future. And he has been playing a little bit. I mean, it says decent Championship player, but I believe, he's better than that. So again, good signing there. I think that's quite a good bargain to pick up because if anything, we can make profit on that guy. Adrian come in. Many people will know about this guy. An amazing player. Amazing career as well. Been at Flamengo all his career. Decided to come to England, pretty much finished his career here. Only signed him on a 6-month deal. I don't think I gave him the option to extend it. 1 year extension after 15 league appearances. He's made 10. So I don't know. Maybe I'll extend his career. Maybe extend his contract. Sorry. But overall, an amazing player. Alright, physically, he's got absolutely nothing to offer to the side. But if we go to centre mids and midfield role, advanced player maker, support is which is what we play. Looking at 18 first touch, 20 passing, 19 technique, 20 creativity, 20 decisions, 20 flair. Amazing stats, and I don't care that, like I said, physically he's got nothing to offer, because he doesn't have to. He can quite literally stand there, and by the looks of his stats, he could pick up a pass from anywhere. So that's a good signing for a free transfer. Next two are from Sao Paulo. Romario, those people who can remember back from my FM12 playthrough of Chelsea. I signed this guy very young. He's a very good right back, at the start of the game. Attackingly, he's got a lot. So, I picked him up age 34 this time, not as young as he was when I signed it for Chelsea. But been at Victoria for a long time, went to Atletico Madrid, Roma, Paris Saint-Germain, returning to Brazil with Sao Paulo. Overall he's costed a lot for a lot of teams. and we picked him up on a free. Again, 10 appearances. He's probably got a contract extension, 15 games again. Played very well so far as well. So overall, I'm happy with a lot of how these old experienced players have come in from Brazil, and again, still got amazing stats. So that's a good signing again. Gustavo Cesar come in, a young left back from Sao Paulo. This guy again, very good potential. Really happy to find him on a free transfer. Really good potential in him. I'm kind of disappointed I spent all that money on Alex Nelson now, because I would want to, develop Gustavo Cesar. I have been rotating him though. I have been giving him his chance. He's played very well when he does play. So overall, I am very happy to see how this guy develops. And we've got Kressinger, of course, at right back. Two amazing young fullbacks at the sides. Hopefully they can both develop together. And the last guy we loaned in as centre mid, I decided, I did loan out Hilgebrand, but I just wanted to bring another guy in just in case for cover. So here's his Marie. He is coming from AS Monaco. Made one appearance so far as a sub. I doubt he'll make many appearances. Just here, just to provide a little bit of cover that I wanted. Looking back at it, I probably should have kept Hilgebrand. But like I said, didn't want to make him too angry. Didn't want to disappoint him. I do want to keep him at least for another year or two. Maybe, I'm not too sure yet. Haven't decided. So, I best to keep him on good terms. So those are the transfers ins and outs for the season. We brought in 10.75 million and spent an additional I spent a 17.25 million. So overall, spending, 6.5 million. That's not too bad. I think that's at least decent, and probably a huge chunk of that is over 48 months. So really, we haven't spent too much money in this exact season alone. Of course, we'll be paying it back in upcoming seasons, but we'll worry about that then. So in the Premier League, we sit 11th. That's a decent mid-table position. Ideally, I want to finish top half the table, and that's 10th and above, in my opinion. So, we still realistically could catch Southampton. I think Reading, probably, that inch too far away. There are only 9 games remaining, so, I doubt we'll be able to reach them. But still, I'm very happy with 11th. Okay, it's only one place up from where we finished last year, but still very respectable. If we go to past positions, we see that we've slowly been slipping from our quite decent start to the season. We've always been bobbling in around. So hopefully, like I say, we can maybe have a good little run to the end of the season now. Maybe win majority of our games, and that'll push us into that top half of the table. I do think Europe is out of reach. I don't think we'll be able to catch Ipswich. They're 11 points ahead of us now, so that's going to be a big ask. So I definitely just think, if we can get 9th, that's very, very good. I think Reading as well have just got a bit too much away from us to catch them. So let's jump into the fixtures. And the last time I met you was, I believe, just before the York game. So after our 2-2 draw with Arsenal, we ended up drawing 1-1 with York. I did rotate the side a lot for this game. York are a League One side, so I did expect to have enough to beat them. Fielding this side as I did, youngsters Jefferson playing. I gave Adriani's debut. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain got a start. Gajos as well, 18 years of age. He got a start for us. So I gave a lot of youngsters some starts, And in the end of the day, we had to score a 90th minute goal to save us from a late goal from York. So very, very fortunate here that, we did get that late goal, managed to earn ourselves a replay, which is disappointing because, at the start of the game, it would have been York earning the replay. It ended up being us. After that, we beat Tottenham 2-1. Acer and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain getting both goals. Adrian did score an own goal to give Tottenham the lead, but we showed our dominance in the end, which, is quite surprising to say against Tottenham, but they're not having a good season. For those of you who didn't see in the league anyway, they're 17th in the table, so, we should be beating them, and luckily for us, we did a great comeback. Good to see Oxlade-Chamberlain scoring against his current rival team, because of course he's at Arsenal and Tottenham are their rivals. So overall, good win against Tottenham, one I would expect going into the game. After that, we lost to Everton 3-1 away from home. Of course, Goodison Park is always going to be a tough trip for pretty much any Premier League team. So for us, there's no exception here. Kressinger Kasonga, if you can remember this guy, he's playing against us. We saw him for 1.2 million, 8.5 million 3 years later. Shame we put that clause in his deal, but I had to, just to get him signed for another year. I didn't want to let him go on the free. But a very dominant victory for Everton. Just poor overall from us. The performances don't really show it. Apart from Romario, no one really played terrible. We just didn't play amazingly like Everton did in the end of the day. So, overall 3-1. I don't want to lose 3-1 to any team, but we have to move on swiftly. And lucky for us, we had York in the cup game at home. So this time I fielded a much stronger team. Pretty much our first 11. A few rotations here and there from tiredness. And Demyanenkov brace ended up giving us the win. A great victory for us against York. Of course, I would have liked it in the first leg. An additional game is never good, but like I said, it was a whole different start in 11, so it didn't really cause too much problems. And in the end, we showed our class and showed our, the difference in quality. So after that game, we beat Liverpool 3-2. We lost Liverpool 3-2, sorry, and Cass Peters ended up being the difference in the game. He ended up getting 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to earn all 3 points for Liverpool. Hugely disappointing. I mean, we should have held out for the draw. We should have held out for the win, sorry, and then let alone the draw. 5 minutes remaining, we could have easily have held out for that. Disappointing at the end of the day. Liverpool are a tough team, but we should never ever give away late goals like we did here. And I think maybe it was tiredness. Romero and Alex Nelson here were quite tired. I probably should have taken them off and brung on Cressinger or Mick Miller. So maybe that was my fault, but still I would expect us to hold out there. So disappointing not to come away with any points against Liverpool. FA Cup 4th round, we were held to a replay yet again in the FA Cup as we drew 0-0 to Plymouth Argyle. It wasn't that we didn't try. It's just that we weren't clinical on the day. Look at that, they had a man sent off in the 31st minute. We had a lot of the game remaining. We dominated, but still they put up a good fight. Okay, only 1 shot on target, but they had 14 shots overall in the game, so it's not like they weren't troubling us. Maybe there were a lot of long-range shots, but still, there are chances that could go in, and I don't understand how we did not win here. I mean, we were at home. I mean, Plymouth are a League 2 team as well, so the squad that we fielded, we should have been more than enough to beat Plymouth. Really, really baffling with the 0-0 draw. And I think, a bit of poor run of form, okay, we beat York, but 2 Merseyside teams beat us, drawing to Plymouth and losing to Blackpool. We pretty piled up a poor run of games. They scored in the 82nd minute, Blackburn, to get the win. And again, another late goal. Really disappointed. At least our ex-player, Dennis Obrenovic, missed the penalty, which would have gave them the lead. And then, of course, Jordan Romero missed the penalty, which would have gave us a point, and that would have been an amazing point to pick up because we didn't deserve anything out of the game. So, again, disappointing to concede late, and even more disappointed that we missed a pretty much open opportunity. A penalty is more easy to score, in my opinion. That to miss, I know that seems a little harsh, but the keeper has a harder job trying to pick the right way than the player has just trying to smash it in the corner. So, should have at least come away with a draw there. But we bounced back and we got on a good little run of form here, beating Burnley 3-0, a very comfortable victory. We will look at, what should we look at? We'll look at Demyanenkov's goals and stuff. So again, good performance here. Burnley are a team I would expect us to beat. Very good display by everyone. I mean, look at that, Demyanenkov 8.9, Adrian 8.7, Bruno 8.9, McMillan and Romero at defence playing very well. Here you go, Williams with the set piece and Demyanenkov getting on the rebound quickly as well. And we'll have a look at his late goal as well as he scored the double. So they were foreign players forward at this time, and lovely play, poor defensive mistake, but still had the composure to finish the goal, and finish the move. So good play there. Then faced Plymouth at home park. And this time we showed our dominance and showed our quality on the scoreline. But however, in the match stats, Plymouth put up another brave fight and really pushed us. I mean, where are they currently in their league? I never looked at this at the time. Plymouth are currently first in League 2, so they're probably a League 1 side in League 2, but still would have expected to be even a League 1 side. I mean, that's a quite good player, really, but still, I don't understand how we did not at least dominate Plymouth. I mean, we'll just move on from that. At least we won the game and got for the next round of the Cup. Faced 2 Manchester sides in the space of a week here. So a very tough run of fixtures. Lost 3-2 to Manchester United. Disappointing game. We did have a little bit of a fight back coming on in the last 10 minutes, but we were just outclassed on the day. So, Manchester United still qualities ahead of us. Still too good for us. So disappointed. Disappointed with the result, but like I say, United are a great team. However, the City game played much better. Adrian picked up a double for us. We'll have a look at his goals, and the 2 goals ended up earning us a point. His first 2 goals for the club as well. Again, we didn't play too badly. I mean, look at the match rating shows that. Okay, match stats don't really reflect that we were, a dominant team. Adrian with a beautiful volley for his first. But still, we worked hard. We showed great team spirit and they've never stopped quitting and always trying. Adrian showing his quality and class, every time there, just beautiful turn and finish. First time getting in the right position, volley, showing his experience and great technical attributes there. So overall, a good performance and a good point to pick up at home to City. In the FA Cup, we beat Fulham, first time of asking. Nice to finally beat a team, first time of asking. We did get a man sent off in the 69th minute. However, the game was near over there. Okay, we were 2-1 up by the time they got a man sent off. Jamal Lascelles getting the 77th minute goal before a late injury time goal for Fulham. Probably gave them a slim chance of hope, but at that time the third goal was enough to confound them and doom them to a defeat and getting knocked out of the FA Cup. So it's nice to get to the FA Cup 6th round. We have a game against Coventry. I would expect us to beat them because they are a championship team. Where are they currently in the championship? They are second, but I still would expect to beat them. You know, I don't care who you are in the championship. You're not in the same division as us, so theoretically we should beat you. So hopefully we can get to the semi-finals of the Cup there. Anyway, back to the league. We drew 2-2 with Palace. Palace, oh god damn it. With Cardiff, I don't know why I said Palace there. That was horrible. Big mistake. But you draw 2-2 with Cardiff here. Demianenkov doubled yet again, providing us with the point. Okay, a late goal to concede once more doomed us to, you know, not getting all 3 points, but at the end of the day, they probably deserved at least a draw out of the game. But still, that late goal was a massive kick in the teeth for us. However, we showed our dominance here with a 5-1 victory against Reading and 4 goals for Demianenkov. We'll have a look at his hat-trick in the 2nd, 12th and 14th minute. So, you know, the game is pretty much over, 15 minutes gone. In the end, you know, he got 4 before half-time. I was hoping he'd get 6, you know, get me that achievement. Thank you, achievement hunter. And in the end, I still got a 90th minute goal. You look at that, setting up his first here. Great work, you know, great spirit to never give up. Though he lost the ball, and we'll have a look at his 3rd and hat-trick goal for him. We'll have a look at the penalty because, of course, it's just going to be him pulling in the back of the net. Look at that defensive mistake. Reading were all over the place in the first opening minutes, earning us all 3 points there. So that was our last victory of the update, and quite recently we lost 3-0 to Ipswich. Disappointing, yes, but you know, which is probably a good performance at least if you want to take anything away from the game. Gustavo Cesar didn't have a great game, and neither did our attack force really. You know, like I say, evenly fought. A couple of defensive mistakes, including an own goal, and just not providing anything on the offensive half of the game. Just cost us at least a point, I would have said, against Ipswich. So our remaining games are Stoke, Coventry, Chelsea, Bolton, Southampton, Swansea, Newcastle, West Ham, Hull and Arsenal. So we have some tough fixtures in there, and of course we have the Cup game. If we look at the Cup, I would expect us to get to the final, and I think that can be optimistic if you look at it one way, but another way, you know, we do have a chance. I mean, if we can avoid City, I think we have a massive chance. So of course we have to beat Coventry and hope the luck of the draw is good for us and we get one of the championship teams below. Elsewhere, no, but look, Leicester and Liverpool, I would like Leicester to win obviously, but I think we can beat Liverpool, okay? You know, we've lost to them in the past. Quite recently we lost 3-2 to them, of course. Cass Peters scoring 2 in the last 5 minutes, but still, you know, at Wembley anything can happen, the luck of the Cup. And you know, of course, like I say, avoiding City, I would expect them to qualify quite easily for the semi-finals. Of course, Peterborough could knock them out. It would be a massive favour to me. I'm talking as if I expect to win against Coventry, but I really do expect quite a comfortable result against them. So yeah, I think it's pretty much it for now. Awards, I don't think there have been many awards for us. November, no, was the last time we got anything there. Manager of the month, highly doubt we got anything there. Nope, pretty much the same names over and over again for them big clubs. Player of the month, anywhere in that? No. Why are there no player of the month for March? I don't know. Oh, we're in March. What am I? Sorry about that. Had a bit of a moment. Young player of the month. There we go. February, January. In Parkway got there, and Francisco Javier. So, I mean, that's quite good to see. So, yeah, like I say, this is pretty much it for now, guys. Financially, we are doing okay. We're doing all right. I mean, we're losing money every month, but we're not losing too much money, and we should hopefully be in the positives when we get to the end of the season, and that'll push us back up once we get our Premier League big old money at the end of the season. Squad playing all right. Like I say, you know, overall they're playing decently. It's just that we don't pick up the results when we do, and then when we don't play as well as maybe we did in the last match, we somehow scrape a result. So, a bit of inconsistency in the side, but overall, looking good, looking very decent for the future as well in terms of prospects. So until next time, guys, until the end of season update of our second year, hopefully we can talk about a top of the half table finish. So until then, peace out.